Okay, I'm going to show you guys a quick tutorial here on how to kite. I'm here in Norball protecting Rodeo right now from the evil Perry Lynch. So we're going to go to this Blood Raider medium anomaly here. So what I do is I first, actually a couple of settings that you need to check. Check your missile launchers first, click on those, and bring them up, and you got to see what your missile range is. My missile range is 34.94 kilometers, so about 35 kilometers. That's going to be the range at which we're going to, somewhere around there, where we're going to orbit our targets. Then we're going to hit our ship, and we're going to set our orbit, and we'll set it to like 33, 34 kilometers. That'll keep us at that range when we orbit. Then we will hit the anomaly, and we'll hit and hold the warp button, and we'll warp in at like 50 kilometers, around thereabouts. And that will send us in. And that'll keep us outside of the range of whatever ships are there. They won't be able to hit us. The idea of kiting is to stay at a range where I can lob missiles at them, but they can't shoot me with anything. All right, so we're going to have 4 ships here. I'm going to go ahead and lock all of them. And then I'm going to focus fire this one. Turn on my shield, and then we will orbit the first one here. And I'll zoom out. And you can see the ship's actually moving itself to adapt to the situation. Launching missiles. He's not hitting me. You're seeing a bunch of zeros. I just hit him at 36 kilometers. And so far I've taken no damage. So right now we're at 34, so it should be staying pretty close to that range unless he's fast. But this Crucifer here is faster, so he's at 24. So I'm going to switch targets to him, focus fire him, and then I'm going to kick in my afterburner and orbit him to get some range. So the things that you got to watch out for is you got to watch for the frigates. They're a lot faster. They'll sneak up on you. And then the electronic warfare ships, it'll say an E-war. Watch out for those because those can actually like stop you in your tracks and then let everybody else get close and basically pound you. All right, and so we're getting some distance. He's now at 22 kilometers. We're still pounding him and he can't hit us. And he's going to die here real soon. One more set of missiles, he'll be gone. We can turn off the, well, we'll leave the afterburner on. That way we can get closer to that Dragoon quicker. All right, then we go to the Dragoon and we're going to orbit him and focus fire him. I'm also going to switch to a different view here. We'll go to loot because there may be some loot popping up here shortly. The only other thing that I'll mention is you need to make sure that your auto orbit is off. So if you go to your settings and then battle settings, make sure this auto orbit target is off. All right, so we can turn off the afterburner. We're getting close enough. And these are just standard Mark V medium missile launchers that I'm using. And then I'm using a Mark V adaptive invulnerability field, which gives me 27.29% resistance against basically everything. And then I've got a Mark V medium afterburner on. And Mark V small capacitor battery just gives me a little bit of extra juice. All right, so these are all basically slower than me. So I'm going to be able to keep them at range without turning the afterburner on just by virtue of orbiting them. And they're going to go down here pretty quick. Still have not taken any damage. All right, one down, orbit, focus fire. Just a couple other little tips and tricks that you can use. The ship is basically doing things for me because I'm using my orbit to stay at a certain range. But if you wanted to redirect yourself, and let's say I wanted to just go straight at this guy, I could. You just face him and then just double tap, and it'll align your ship in that direction. And now I'm going to go like straight at him. I don't know why you would want to do that, but he's going to be dead in a minute anyway, so I don't think it's going to matter. All right, he gone. We'll orbit this one, focus fire. Actually worked out kind of nice facing them because then he got into range a little quicker. Also, just as a brief aside, some folks may not know how to actually set your velocity, but this here is your velocity. So you can go up, maximum velocity, 100%, down to 0. So I could go all the way up, max velocity, and then if I want to stop, I just tap it, and I just stopped my ship. Now I turned it back on, and we'll orbit again, and focus fire. Uh, okay, bunch more ships, but you guys got the point. I'm just gonna go ahead and pretend like they're beating the crap out of me. Oh wait, did I have any loot? No loot. And we're going to just warp out. And that's that.